Med andre ord får du nå oppleve fysiske krumspring I et uforglemmelig møte I meningen med mat.
Oh, that looks good. Hello. How are you?
How are
Doesn't
you?
that look nice?
My name is Arnie.
Arnie.
Yes.
How are you?
Welcome to the Norwegian feast we have prepared for you.
I'm looking forward to this. I only know one other Arnie.
And
His other name is Schwarzenegger.
Oh, you know him?
Yeah.
Vi inviterte John Cleese på middag da han var I Oslo for å snakke om sin siste film Olmebeist. En film med gjengen fra megasuksessen A Fish Called Wanda. Og som vanlig spiller John Cleese en usmakelig og snobbete autoritetsperson. Den nye direktøren I dyrehagen.
The problem is this: how do we cut costs and attract more visitors? Well, I'll tell you from my experience in Octopus Television exactly what draws the biggest audiences all over the world. Violence. Oh, yes. Mr. Sylvester Stallone did not get where he is today by playing in Jane Austen. Therefore, in this zoo, we require only animals that are potentially violent, fierce animals. All the rest, I'm afraid, will have to go.
As many restaurants in Norway, they are very good with wild creatures.
Yes.
Not fierce. Not
Just wild ones.
Yeah, not too fierce.
Very good. Now, when you're serving up these wild creatures, do the customers get to kill them with their bare hands first before you cook them, or do you do that?
Can be arranged.
Can be arranged.
So,
A special service set.
Well, it's just that we'd rather not shoot them ourselves, sir.
We are very fond of them.
We're keepers, and now we're not keeping them.
Oh, I see. I'm shooting them, am I?
If it's not too much trouble, sir.
No, fine. Do you have my diary there? Cool.
You will make it quick, sir, won't you?
What, do you mean I'm not allowed to torture them a bit first, just for fun?
You wouldn't do that.
I wasn't being serious, you stupid girl.
Hardly the time for jokes.
John Cleese har alltid vært interessert I restaurantfaget. Du husker sikkert da han drev hotell.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
I beg your pardon?
Entschuldigen Sie bitte, können Sie Deutsch sprechen?
I'm sorry, could you say it again?
You speak German?
Oh, German! I'm sorry, I thought there was something wrong with you.
Are you fluent in German?
I can speak a little bit. I have a very good accent, which confuses them, but I don't know many words.
Polly, are these Germans too?
Oh, yes, but I can do
Right. Here's the plan. I'll stand there and ask them if they want something to drink before the war. Before their lunch. Don't mention the war.
Can we help you?
Oh, you speak English?
Of course.
Ah, wonderful! Wunderbar! Ah!
And I did a commercial there about a year ago for McDonald's because I really wanted to do a commercial in German. And I learned it off very carefully, and I did it, and they were very
spoke
pleased.
German?
Yeah. And then they said to me, they sent me the tape, and I played it back, and it was someone else's voice.
They
Yes, but
dub
you-
everyone.
That's right, but I said, but why did you change my voice? And they said, but that's not your voice. I said, what are you talking about? They said, in Germany, that's not your voice. You're always dubbed by the same actor. So people think that is your voice.
They have a stand-in for you.
Yes, and he always does my voice, and everyone in Germany thinks that that's my voice.
So he walks around waiting for you to come up with new words.
Exactly.
So that's 2 egg mayonnaise, a prawn Goebbels, a Hermann Goring, and 4 colded salads.
Oh, look at this.
Han skulle ikke bare ete. John Cleese skulle få være med å lage maten sammen med kokken Jørn Lie. Og kokken Jørn vil nok snart få merke at han har hatt enklere kjøkkenassistenter enn John Cleese.
You like food?
I eat nothing else.
No. How about the English cuisine is not so widespread around the world?
No.
How come?
Well, because only the English will eat it. You see.
I read the.
Yeah, I have to explain why. It's because we had this empire.
Yes.
You see, and while we had an empire, there simply wasn't time to eat well. You know, we were putting down rebellions all over the world. You couldn't sit down and have a really good meal because God knows some native would come in and shoot you. So you ate very, very quickly just for fuel. And the funny thing was, it didn't matter to people very much what the food tasted like, but what mattered was it hot? And particularly, did it come on hot plates? My parents were obsessed They judged a restaurant by whether the plates were really hot or not. And it was extraordinary. It took me years to realize that food could taste really good. Well, the English food was very simple. We had very good roast meats, and we overcooked the vegetables. But that was in the name of hygiene. Because what the English are frightened of, I mean, you know, the French had great cooking, and the English had great toilets, because we were very, very concerned about hygiene. So when we have a vegetable, we cook it to make absolutely sure that it's dead. So we boil it for hours, get all the flavor out, but also we make sure it doesn't kill us. And then we knew that the animals were dead, so we didn't have to cook them quite as long to kill them. And we got great roast beef and terrible vegetables. But the thing that the French could never understand was why were we so knowledgeable about wine? The French were astounded about how much we knew about wine, and it was because it became a class preoccupation. Our upper class showed how upper class they were by knowing all about French wines.
Well, you want to try some French wine?
Yes, I'd love to. One has to do all the
It's white.
routine and that sounds very good. Very, very good indeed. Huh? Yes.
So after that routine, what can you say about the wine?
Well, I'd say it's white, almost certainly, and it's in a glass, and probably French from what it said on the bottle.
It wasn't Norwegian.
Now, what are you doing out of your bed?
I'm going home, thank you so much.
Yes, well, we'll let the doctor decide that now, shall we?
No, let's not.
Now, come along.
Don't touch me, I don't know where you've been.
This is a very big bird. This is an eagle.
That's an eagle. Is that a Norwegian eagle?
Yes, American eagle.
American eagle. That's delicious.
Now, what's
That
it
is-
called, Jan?
It's not. I'm not sure the English
Tiur.
name. Tiur in
It
English.
lives in the woods, and it's famous for its mating.
Why is it
It
famous?
sings.
Noisy?
Yeah, it sings a lot when it mates.
Really?
And then
While,
there is-
while it's actually mating?
No,
Or
before-
or
just before.
Just before. And afterwards?
And
Goes
then
to
the-
sleep, does it?
Then it goes to sleep and has a cigarette. No, but they have it.
Oh, yes, you can see the nicotine stains, can't you? Yes, that's very... I've never seen those on a
They're
bird.
very big, and they are running around, and they find a big open square.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
Yes,
In the wood, and then they go around, and then they mate, and then they put up the feathers,
yes.
and people then sneak up to see this.
Do they charge?
No, only in the high season, I think.
In the high season, yeah.
And this is the female version
Of the eagle,
of the eagle.
an eagless.
And this...
Careful, you'll strangle it.
Oh, sorry. It's asleep now.
It is asleep, isn't it?
And it looks like
This,
a leopard.
this eagle is no more. It
This
has
is-
ceased to be.
It's an
It is an ex-eagle, exactly.
It is. It's the Norwegian blue.
A Norwegian blue. This is, in fact, a very unusual colour called Norwegian blue.
Yes.
That's very good. In fact, my wife was wearing such a silly hat when I left England.
Made out of this bird.
Made out of... no, I said that's exactly what the hat lacked. You know those silly hats that Germans wear, where they have little, this funny little sort of curly brims, and then they put a little pheasant feather in it.
Oh, yeah.
So I would like you, please, to choose a special feather from that, and I shall take it back to England.
Maybe we can take out the body inside,
Yes.
make it hollow,
Yes, very good.
and she can wear it.
Very good. Do you think, what would it look like? How very interesting. I like that idea. It would be like that. Well, maybe we should try this on the program.
This could be
Because
like
I don't want my wife to have all the nice hats, you know, one does get jealous.
You can have this. We can.
Let's take its innards out and we'll see whether
put it in
makes
the bag for you.
a really good hat.
We'll put it in the
Which
bag
does.
for you.
It was going to be a fashion show later on. I should be wearing various dead animals. Starting with that, then I'm going to make a small, out of this salmon here,
Yes.
we're going to make a beret, French-style beret, which is becoming very fashionable in London. And then here, out of these scallops, we'll be making ear muffs, which are very, very nice. And out of these, we're going to make nose protectors. And
And we have these little
now
creatures.
these make wonderful gloves. You have to remove the legs, but you keep the claws on that, and they just fit on absolutely beautifully. It's one on each finger, if you see what I mean. And it's very, very striking. It's hard to smoke a cigarette, but the great thing is, if anyone attacks you, you can really have a go at them.
It's for old ladies.
You see? Yes, that's right. It's got a very, it's good with the eyes like that. So, as I say, the fashion part of the program is coming up in about 15 minutes.
Yes.
Maybe we should start
Cooking.
cooking, huh?
Okay.
Yes.
Should we, if I go on this side here?
Now, I know a bit about cooking.
Yes.
That, for example,
That's why you're here.
this is a knife. Now, this is a particularly useful implement in the kitchen. It's used for
Absolutely.
cutting things. So when you have one thing and you want to make two things out of the one thing, you see, you put the knife in the middle of the one thing. It's no good putting it either end. And then you just press down and then you have two of them where you had one.
Exactly.
All right.
You can have a go. This is the fish.
This is this.
That's a fish.
That's
I
a
thought
fish.
that was a fish.
Yeah.
Now, do you want me to kill it? Because,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Let me swing it.
Okay.
Right.
Now it's dead.
Dead.
No, it's dead.
Right.
Okay. Do you want to take out the fillet as well?
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
Maybe I should show you one side and then.
I
we
think,
take
remind me.
Yeah.
Remind me.
Just to
'cause
remind you.
I did a couple this morning, but it somehow slipped my
Yeah.
memory.
Then we cut it down here,
All right.
so you see the whole fillet here, and then they go into the bones here.
Now, is that a noise of pain that it's making, or is that just the knife cutting through the bones?
No, it's actually the knife cutting
Cutting
through the bones.
right.
Yeah. And then you have the fillet. Very easy. But I'm sure you've done it 100
Now,
times.
that was
before.
interesting.
Should you try this side now, or?
Oh. Just remind me. Well, I think you cut into the gill like that.
If you saw a little bit further down here.
Further down there?
Yeah,
Like
like
that?
there.
And then I think you
Then-
turned,
Yes.
did you? And I try and work my way. Now, those are literally the sound of the bones being cut.
Yes.
through, right?
It's very good.
It's very good.
Isn't it? My second wife, or at least one of them, I can't remember, there have been so many. I even forget their names these days. She used to call me the surgeon, because she said I used to approach my food with such dedication. It was just that I
This is
never
nice.
wanted to run the risk of missing any of it. Hold the camera still just for a moment, because when I've done this, there, you know, yes, now, there, I want to do. I've always wanted to do that. It's one of my lifetime ambitions. Thank you very much.
Now, of course, we make stock of the bones
Right.
for the sauce.
Okay.
Okay. You will keep the bones.
Thank you.
We keep the
We'll
bones.
keep those bones.
Recircle.
Where did you put them, actually? You put them in a sink?
Yeah, in the sink.
Ja, bara fortsätta.
And then we take out the bones so on the side here,
I see.
just carefully.
Han har slängt dig filla
Like
över.
this.
All right. Oh, that's rather beautiful, isn't it?
Soft filter.
Yeah.
It's mostly fat in
Yeah.
the bottom here, so this will cut away.
That's
Because we-
interesting. I'm quite intrigued. So that's mostly,
fat
yes, I
Down
see.
there, yeah.
I see.
like this. And then we have a lot of fat up here,
Yeah.
so we're going to remove that as well. And you have to remove these pin bones. You want to try?
Now, how long does it take?
Takes about 2 hours.
I was going to say, this, we could,
Depends on the
oh
technique.
yeah,
you
that's
have.
not too bad.
No, it's not too bad.
I may just, do people do this as a hobby?
They gather in the houses in the evenings.
To do this?
To pick out pin bones.
At
then
least when
what
we used to have very few TV channels. We used to have only one.
People have to make their own entertainment under those circumstances. I gather people used to talk to each other. Did you know that? They used to go around to each other's houses and talk to each other.
I'm too
This is
young
before-
to remember that.
Yeah. This is before they could spend the evenings playing with their computers.
Yes.
Are they stuck? I have a couple here.
Because if,
Oh yeah, oh yes.
if they find a bone in the fish, they get complaints and they lose their 3 stars in the Michelin guide.
Yes. Get 3 bones instead. My God, you're ugly, aren't you?
Have you eaten raw salmon before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you like it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
I think we're gonna fresh marinate the salmon, but
All right.
we're gonna make a mushroom stew with tomatoes underneath.
Wonderful.
So
wonderful.
maybe if you chop this,
How do you want me to chop the mushrooms?
just
little
like
squares.
Oh, little squares.
squares. Yeah.
What's the best way to do that?
Let me show you one.
Start
Yeah.
by the head and then the backbones.
Got it.
It's a nice technique.
That's very satisfying.
It always
Okay.
looks good on
I
television.
like that very much.
You want the round one or you want those long ones?
I like that.
I like
I'm going to take
both
that
of
off
them.
so that it rests.
Take off the leg.
Yeah.
Why is it that I have such a terrible black sense of humor? I always have had. I mean, I don't make these kind of jokes in public because you don't know people. But when you know people really well, it's wonderful to say the most disgraceful things to them, you know? Like, for example, the fact we're all going to die. I mean, you realize that, haven't you? I mean, you are going to die. I mean, not necessarily in the next couple of weeks because you look fine to me, but eventually you're not going to be here anymore. And it takes a certain degree of philosophy to be really cheerful about that. I mean, I'm 57 now, which, as far as I'm concerned, is nearly dead.
Well, there are people who are 100 years old.
That's right, including my mother. Well, my mother's 97. I just don't want to lose my looks.
Okay. But so far you haven't.
No, no, so far, I mean, people tell me constantly I look 22, 23, you know,
Yeah.
and I just hope I can go on doing that.
And these are people you trust.
Excuse me.
I'll get the doctor.
You need a plastic surgeon, dear, not a doctor.
Talk to sister like that. Get back into bed.
Do you not seem to realize that I'm needed at the hotel?
If you put it in here, we're gonna fry it a little bit. Like that, in some olive oil.
Some olive oil.
It's already in.
You know?
Yes, I know. I was admiring the olive groves as I drove in from the airport.
I've been preparing these tomatoes.
Oh, look at that. Oh, aren't we good at slicing things? Oh, look.
It's his occupation.
Isn't that clever? Why do you... No, I'm surprised. That's not much olive oil, you see?
Just a little bit.
Just a little
You
bit.
use a lot.
Well, I would have done, but that's why I'm trying to learn something. So you only used a
Well,
little bit.
what we're
there.
gonna do now is to add the sauce. We have